Lead on Sepulchra Crypt Dust for Ruby here. Drawing another resource there is not stellar. Yeah, it looks like Christie also won the die roll, which is like kind of a huge thing. War Machinist on 2, right on time. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and slam them with this Cryptcurse Knight. So Cryptcurse Knight has speed, and when Cryptcurse Knight hits my opponent for the first time, it creates another Cryptcurse Knight to put into my hand. And this one, when created troops get created like this, they get a random gem in. So this one has can't be blocked by troops with power less than. Their Chlorophilia, sure. Lazgar's Vengeance was banned in Standard. Hex does not retool the text on cards after they've been printed. Not Hearthstone. We'll show you why War Machinist is great. So War Machinist is a 1/1 for 1, and this is the big upgrade this deck gets playing in Immortal. And it says, whenever an artifact enters play under your control, this deals 1 damage to an opposing champion. We hit our champion power here and make 3 Dreadlings, which is going to deal 3 damage to our opponent directly. And then these Redlings get to attack. So basically, like, War Machinist turns our Slagpot power into, like, a better, what's the word I'm searching for? A better, oh, I'm blanking on it. So we need to dodge Infinite Tricks here. If they have Shard plus Infinite Tricks, we're probably going to be in a lot of trouble. Don't do it. Have a heart. No Trixie. No Trixie. Forever's Child, don't care about that one. At the end of your turn, if you gained health this turn, summon an Orkin, sure. We're just gonna play the busted card and then kill them. Sure, you have a 4/4. If they attack with this, I think I'm chumping with this. Down together with the 16-month research. It said in the Immortal Pikachus. You're in the right, you sub club, buddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. So I could trade here, but like I'm not making more things with this anytime soon, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump with this. And then we'll play Lazgar's Vengeance, which is fair and balanced. Put my opponent to 10. Attack my opponent for 5, down to 5. Pass the turn. Alright, I can bank something back here. Bank's back there Forever's Child. This is a 4/4 that life drains at the end of their turn. They gain... Alright, so we're going to play Matriarch of the Flames here. I'm going to go ahead and play this. So opponent's going to go to 9 here. I'm going to go ahead and play this Cryptcurse Knight. And then my opponent is obligated to block my Emperor's Lackey here. Because if they block Cryptcurse Knight or Matriarch of the Flames, I'm going to get to sacrifice those to this Emperor's Lackey so they don't life drain and then they'll just die to the damage they take inside of combat. Attack with these. I think I'm actually sacrificing this 2/1. Opponent has to block here. I'm going to sacrifice this Cryptcurse Knight because this one can make another Cryptcurse Knight. And next turn, we're actually going to get to make a 4th or a 5th blood threshold to make this a 5/5 and do this. Huh. I wonder if I was supposed to not play this. Do we get crocked here? Master Moss. Don't care about that one. Ooh, do not care. Alright. Oh look, Rustbucket Distractor. And just like... have them dead 6 different ways, including the Ruby Threshold. Alright, what am I doing? Primordial Sabretooth is pretty good. I don't actually really like Cremate in this matchup. They have, like, exactly Howling Brave that you care about that you can kill with Cremate, but I think the rest of it just really doesn't matter. This deck is very, very powerful. Like, this is such a subtly powerful upgrade. And this card also, like, gives you more 1-drops that you can curve out with, too. So, this is... Again, the people that think Lazgar's Vengeance is okay in Immortal haven't played enough Immortal with it. Or, like, haven't played good decks in Immortal with it. Scorch is for the Mono Ruby matchup. think I'm binning a Cryptcurse Knight here. Hey, Dark Wonders. What did you get me for our 1-year anniversary? You already have a sword, Dark Wonders. Normally I get you a sword. You already have one. You already got the 1-year anniversary present. I'm gonna get rid of a Cryptcurse Knight here. So, a small thing that's worth noting though, the Cryptcurse Knights get the Blood Speed gem, the Blamsmiths get the Ruby Speed gem, and then the Underworld Crusader split the difference. So we have 8 speed gems in Immortal member. Oh look, is this card good in our opening hand? I feel like it's good. This curve is actually disgusting, right? You get to go boop into boop into boop, hopefully. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. Hopefully rip a blood or a ruby shard here. Maybe another Cryptos will be fine. Smith is fine too. I'm gonna play this out for blood, so I can play the Seeker on one. We kept Slow Shard, Howling Brave. Alright. Shard? Alright, we haven't hit a shard yet, but that's fine. They probably have a Chlorophilia too then, right? I'm gonna play this Blamsmith out and just start smashing. Pick this Lazgar's Vengeance all the way down. You want a different show? Your brother's watching this. You're not changing the show right now. I mean, like, to be fair, this hand isn't that far outside of, like, the average, right? You have a Carnosaur, sure. That's better for us than Chlorophilia, I think. Shard. Alright, I'll take a slow shard. It doesn't cast Lazgar's Vengeance, but, gives us plenty to do here. Alright. Hit you for 4 more. Oh, my health total is being covered by my decklist update. Oh! Oh, we got a shard. Alright, we got another card. Sure. I'm gonna kill my Blamsmith again. Maybe I was supposed to play the Lackey there, just because that Blamsmith could have been a 5/5 pretty soon. They didn't attack. Does that mean they're blocking? I feel like if you're not... Huh. Yeah, I definitely missequenced. I should have played the Lackey last turn, because with this champion power, I could have gotten that Blamsmith scrounged up to a 5/5. Small sequencing mistake there. You can see because we've drawn running blood resources here, we've gotten a little bit punished for having chose to make blood with our Cryptos on one. I do think it was correct to make blood with our Cryptos on one, but it just like doesn't feel very good, right? Lightsinger of the Ages. Oh no, how do I ever beat this powerful card? They are only one wild threshold away from this being a 7/7. Ruby. One. We're only 1 charge away from another activation here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Declan, you're not getting in here and getting the remote. I'm sorry. Your brother is watching the show. I know, it's tough being 2, dude. Crunch. And put you to 7. I can't even cast this Lazgar's Vengeance, but it really doesn't matter. Next turn, we could even use the Emperor's Lackey to eat the Underworld Crusader. No, we drew one of the coins. One was a coin. How dead are you? Probably pretty dead. My decklist tool is just not updating, huh? Flip the terminal. Weird. One of the cards is throwing a fit. I'll have to fix it later. Stop it, you Brett. Oh, you know what I think it is? Do not grab my face. That is not okay, Declan. Alright, Ruby for super lethal. So unlucky. I'm supposed to shoot one of these. Pretty dead. Have this Lazgar's Vengeance we could never cast. Matter. Look at that. 9 minutes. 9 minutes. It took so long. I gotta like stretch my legs. Man, look at all these games that are done already. Look at all these people spreading the good word of Lazgar and his vengeance. Hopefully this is gonna be a quick brutal tournament. I'm excited for a quick brutal tournament. Quick and brutal, just like Declan. Hop, 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 hop. What are we going to do between rounds? Well, ooh, do I have them already? Is that what this is? Look at these. Wait. Is my wife playing? Christy in here? Christy is in here. Look at that. I saw Christy's username. I'm logged into my account. Sometimes Christy leaves her account logged in. Like, I'm pretty sure this is my account. We could pull up some stuff here. Yes, Primal Dawn and Armies Myth are the sets that are going to rotate out. Sets 3 and 4. What are the odds somebody complains if I do some Android 3-minute game? Oh baby. Now let's download these. Don't watch my match, I got slaughtered. Alright, we're gonna watch Klutz. Klutz also had a 7-minute round. Let's see. This, fair warning, this might make Hex lose its mind. I don't know how it's gonna handle me trying to spectate while I'm still in the tournament. Let's watch Klutz Android versus... I don't know what you just unplugged, but you just unplugged something. Children, unplug my cords. Little ankle biters. Alright. Let's see how this goes. We got Android on the top here. Android, just like Christy, also top-aided the Hex Primal Immortal Championship yesterday, playing the Redlings deck that I'm playing right now. Pretty solid opener from Klutz here on the top. It's got Emperor's Lackey into Underworld Crusader. Perfect Nero. And opponent's hand, so this is one of the things that you want to do, that you want to leverage the advantage of that Hex gives you of like knowing what your opponent's playing. The bottom players should not keep this hand. Do they keep it? Let's find out. Good, sweet. So the opponent looked at their hand and they were like, this hand is terrible against an aggressive deck, and then they're not rewarded. They're gonna have to mulligan again here. Wow, they kept this one. Okay, that I guess they're on the play. Maybe this is a little bit defensible on the play, but it's really pretty loose. I think I would go to 5 if I was the mono blood player here. The decklist tool does not currently support Hex, chat. A little back and forth here. Probably see the Emperor's Lackey on 2 for Android. Yep, he's gonna get to curve Lackey right in Underworld Crusader here. Vampire Prince, turn behind here. This had been turn 2 on the play. This hand would have been very reasonable for the Blood Spinner player, but it's gonna be pretty slow on the draw here. And you can see here, Andrew picked up a Deathseeker in their hand here, and hitting this champion power means next turn, Klutz is gonna get to go Web Spinner into Deathseeker, just to like get some extra value here. You can see Gallows Ghast ticking up. So Gallows Ghast, this card's actually really powerful. I like this card a lot. It's double socketed. And this card, whenever it's in your hand, it gets +1/+1 whenever a troop dies. And this can't be blocked by troops with power less than this troops, and it has speed. It has the 2 customizations in it. So it gets very large very quickly, and it's just kind of this insta-gib type thing that players can have. So you can see it got bigger twice when both those Redlings died. That being said, unfortunately, player on the bottom here just like does not have a lot going on. They're gonna smash him with this Vampire Prince, which flips over the top card of Andrew's deck, which is just a Matriarch of the Flames. But still has not found a second ruby for this Lazgar's Vengeance, which is currently at 4. But he picked up a copy of War Machinist here, which is actually pretty deadly. So now he's gonna get to go Wicked Webspawn plus War Machinist, and then next turn go second Wicked Webspawn, scrounge this Deathseeker, make 4 Dreadlings, deal 4 with the War Machinist. So War Machinist is just gonna be completely insane. No, Dormant one is just your troops. You can see we get attack for 7 here. Like, Klutz, and again, Klutz doesn't even need this Lazgar's Vengeance in this game. Just like gonna completely body this person with just the Wicked Webspawn and the War Machinist. An opponent concedes here, apparently. Doesn't even need to see the extras. They know the writing is on the wall. Alright, so can I pull? Oh no, did I forget to? Oh, that's annoying. I forgot to copy the thing. Oh wait, is that it? It has it. Spoilers, there's a game 3. So I'm assuming Klutz loses this next 4-minute game. Let's take a look-see poo here. Alright, this hand is much better for the Mono Blood player. Got Strangle into Bride of the Damned here. The Andrew's hand is not terrible here either, though. He's gonna get to go turn 1 Deathseeker into a Wicked Webspawn. Second Sabretooth is not doing a whole lot. What's going on, Ranting Bob? Vampire Princess is a great pickup. Vampire Princess is a 2/3 with Life Drain and Flight. Whenever this deals damage to their opponent, they have to look at a card at random in their hand, and then if they find an action, they get to turn it into a Vampire Kiss. Just like a must-answer threat. It blocks Dreadlings well. That's a really aggressive Strangle. I feel like, so if Klutz draws a Cryptcurse right here, he gets to punish his opponent's aggressive Strangle. Huh. I don't know that I'm a fan of that. So Klutz opted to play a slow... Oh, he doesn't have... Oh, that's really brutal. He doesn't... That was his only necrotic for Crypt Dust. Okay, that makes sense. So the Deathseeker timing shut off the Crypt Dust. So this is why this game ends in 4 minutes, because I'm assuming Klutz just concedes to this Vampire. Yeah, he needed the dust to make Ruby. This game's gonna be over before it started. So the awkward timing on the Strangle that could have gotten punished by a speedy Cryptcurse Knight ends up working out for Kostala on the bottom here. And this Bride of the Damned is just going to make a blood threshold, and I'm assuming if Klutz misses on Ruby next turn, he's going to pack it in. Or if he loses Lazgar's Vengeance or Cremate here, it's probably the end of the game. We lose the Cremate. Yep. Alright, we finally hit Ruby, and we get to, like, burn both of these Sabretooths, but Klutz is almost certainly too far out of this game. And this, I wouldn't be surprised if this prompts a concession at this point. You're not keeping up with this much and when their opponent's at 25. The classic start putting eggs into their deck. Doesn't even choose to pay life or draw cards, just puts eggs into their deck. what a trooper. Like, I don't need to draw an extra card. I got this on lock. There's the concession from Andrew. So kind of clunky start. The Crypt Dust got punished from the timing of the removal from the Mono Blood player there. Let's take a peekaboo at game 3, which was 3 minutes and 39 seconds. So this entire match took less than 10 minutes to play 3 games. All hail Lazgar. Quick note on the replay client that we have Andrew at the bottom now. We have a very good opening hand from Andrew here. We've got turn 1 War Machinist off the Scrios Limestone, into turn 2 Cryptcurse Knight, into turn 3 Wicked Webspawn, hit the champion power for 3 Dreadlings. So we have a strong hand from. Oh, that's interesting. So Andrew choosing to lead on the Sepulchra Crypt Dust for Ruby to guarantee that they're going to have 2 Ruby. I guess that's okay. They might get a 1/1 out of this Limestone too. So Limestone has Limestone is a utility resource in this deck. We don't actually have any Sapphire cards in the Dreadlings deck, but it can either make a Ruby or a Worker Bot. The Worker Bot deals a damage with War Machinist, and it gives you an extra thing to like sacrifice or block with. So a lot of utility. Blight Knight is interesting pickup here. I guess this does shut down the Dreadlings off the Dread banner, right? This is from the tournament that's going on right now. Yeah, you want to turn slower to guarantee double Ruby. Yep. Closed Coffins is brutal. The classic Closed Coffins Bride of the Damned combo. Alright, sweet. So now we get to play the Limestone here for an artifact, Worker Bot to deal a damage with this, and then probably play this Underworld Crusader, and then maybe hit the champ power. We might wait a turn on the champ power. Yeah, since they're holding up removal, I don't mind waiting a turn on the champ power. We strangle the Crusader, which lets us draw 2 cards, so feel pretty good about that. Wow, Dread Apprentice with this the War Machinist. Let me just talk about things that are just not terribly fair. That being said, okay, I am not in love with the Closed Coffins play here. We'll see how it works out for them. A second War Machinist. Is this lethal this turn? This is probably pretty close to lethal this turn, right? We do this. We scrounge the Dread Apprentice, which deals 9. And then we hit the Champion Power, which deals 6. Let me tell you about this card, War Machinist, and how great it is. It puts you to 2. Good quality stuff. Let me tell you about upgrades for Immortal. Good lord. That was brutal. Alright, so we get to kill a War Machinist here. All the other War Machinists are gone. But like, we're dead to like cremates and coins and all sorts of stuff here. Another resource. So we get to slam Cryptcurse Knight in here and then smash, and that's lethal, right? Like, yep, they block here and then they take 3. Card. Tell you about powerful little dwarves. War Machinist. He's a powerful little dwarf. Hey, share. Yeah, like this deck is a real deck without Lazgar's Vengeance, and with Lazgar's Vengeance, it's just like obnoxiously cracked in half. Is just basically what it comes down to. Howdy, everyone. I muted it for a second while the children were screaming. Hold on. Yeah, a lot of the things that look sweet about Immortal are the fact that people are playing bad decks in Immortal right now. So like a lot of the decks that they showed on stream yesterday were like people doing really cute things, and people we don't have an Immortal metagame yet. And like these 3-round weekly tournaments are going to really start to iron out an Immortal metagame along with the tournaments that we have every couple of months as well. So God, I hate Nathan. I hope you're watching, because I am allowed to concede to anyone at any point at any time that I want. It is not manipulation. If I get paired to a teammate and I want to concede to them in exchange for nothing, I can concede to a teammate in exchange for nothing. All right, I'm gonna pull up my personal fucking email here, because this is really annoying. This is stupid and it's wrong. All right, where's it at? Don't crash on me, Hex. Browser. Where are we at? Concessions. All right. What do we say here? My wife got paired against one of our teammates in the semifinals and conceded to him because they were playing the mirror. According to our tournament integrity, this kind of coordinated action is manipulating the stand. It's not manipulating anything. If I concede to a teammate because I don't want to play against a teammate, I am allowed to concede to my teammate. That's not manipulating anything. If my teammate and I get paired in a win-and-in match, and I decide I don't want to play top 8, I can concede. If I get paired against anyone in a win-and-in match, or anyone in any round, I can concede to them. That's what's the problem? I don't understand. Like if you're not allowed to concede to people, like people concede to each other all the time. Like why is the concession button even there? Make people put each other to 0 or draw out if that's not allowed. Like what is that actually a problem? Am I unreasonable here? It's like, is this actually a real thing? Because yes, I said those things because that's what happened. Because they didn't care. They were on the same team. They didn't care who played the finals. Please don't use the word retarded in a derogatory way. That is a very, very rude manner to say that. We don't want to use that word as an insult around here. First and only warning. According this type of coordinated action to manipulate standings by a team is frowned upon. That's not manipulating standings. It's not manipulating standings. You're telling me no players can concede to any other players? I'm gonna respond to this email later, but I just had to pull that up because it was gonna distract me from streaming here for a minute, and I wanted to rant about that out loud. And I'm sure he's sending me this tournament. I'm gonna read the tournament integrity. Maybe I should pull this. I'm gonna pull the browser thing back up here and read. Wow. All right, actually, I'm gonna pull this back up here and read the. Let's read the tournament integrity together. You're gonna force people to play your game. Okay, I will put the train track together. We've even got a section here on collusion. Collusion includes, but is not limited to, the player may concede to another player. That action in itself is not, for the avoidance of doubt, a player may look at it. It literally fucking says right here. It literally fucking says right here. Holy crap. Why did I even get this email? Well, I'm just gonna take a screenshot and email it back to Nathan. I'm gonna fucking circle it in red. Gonna make sure. Man, I am oh god. Alright, where's my paintbrush? All right. Just gonna. All right, sorry. Now I'm done. All right, just please don't waste my time. I get it. Somebody wants to cry. Correct. There's, as long as there wasn't, I'm conceding to you and you're giving me something. It's that we're on the same team and we don't give a shit who plays the final. So Christy, I had to go to work. I had to start streaming and I was watching the kids while Christy was playing. So Christy was like, do you care if Klutz plays the finals? I was like, no, I don't care. It's your tournament. The hideous conversion decks are obnoxious and inconsistent. Playing. What you should have. How many times you had to send Klutz to the finals before you win ones? Dropped in the semis to be a parent. Yeah, right. I'm not gonna pull up another match here because the ranting and the other stuff. These are in game 3, so hopefully I'll have a new round here soon. Just. Any thoughts on the new Lixil spoiler? The new Lixil spoiler is like incredibly hard to. Let's pull the Lixil spoiler up here actually. So the new Lixil spoiler is really. That's the wrong browser tab. The new Lixil spoiler is really hard to judge the power level on because we don't have a great metric for what a charge is and cost of like what the real cost of this resource is. Yeah, that's what Bob said. I think is completely true. I feel like this card is either unplayable or cracked in half and there's not a lot of middle ground. I feel like they put reasonable numbers on these things. Yeah, it feels like a Morphling or Aetherling type card for people that played Standard. Those cards in Magic Standard format. I don't know. This card seems okay, and like the fact that it can modify its power and defense means that it can dodge things like Diamond's Favor. Ow. Yeah, in something like Empress, this card seems sweet. Where you like have extra charges laying around anyways. No. Do you want to watch a different show? These, for people that don't understand, these are charges. These are not resource costs. These are charges like your champion power. Declan, no. What is the problem? What is the problem? Alright, hold on. I'm gonna be a parent for a minute. But yeah, anyways, I could see this card being an okay control finisher. The problem with this card, though, is that unlike a lot of the control finishers we've had in Hex historically speaking, this card doesn't impact the board. So it's like, it's not Darkheart or Aldurthan's Glory in the fact that like it cleans up and helps stabilize the board. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't do a lot of afternoon streams tracks. It's tougher when there's 2 of them for sure. Usually that's why I've been doing a lot of the morning streams while Jake's at school. The assassin smurf at look. Yep. Alright, at any rate, looks like the next round of the thing's coming up. My decklist tool here isn't completely accurate. One of the cards was throwing my thing off, so there's 2 Blamsmiths and 2 Cryptcurse Knights. The rest of it is wrong. All right, we got a baby banana doc playing Grandfather Elk, likely mono wild or wild ruby. There was a mono wild version of this deck in the top 8 of the Immortal event, and there also been ruby wild Titania's Majesty variations of this deck as well. Seems okay. We need another 2 or 3 drop here. All right, give me a 1 drop. I'll do. It's fine. So this is a really little thing here, but I'm leading on the blood shard as opposed to the ruby shard, because if we draw a no, that probably doesn't matter. If we had a necrotic and we drew a crypt dust, we'd want to make our first ruby with a crypt dust. Looks like some kind of mono wild variation here. That being said, all these Dreadling producers that we have in our hand here are going to be pretty good. Pretty good against taking down these Lazgar's Vengeances here. So we're going to play the Wicked Webspawn. Next turn we'll probably play War Machinist and then hit the Champion Power. I want to lean on Wicked Webspawn as opposed to War Machinist here, because not only is it more resource efficient to do so, but it plays around my opponent having something like, say, Carnosaur. Yeah, look at that. Alright, he's dead, Jim. Alright, now the question becomes, so definitely mono wild here. I think because I drew this, I'm going to go War Machinist plus Emperor's Lackey here, and then hit this, and then next turn use my Dread Apprentice. And the reason why I'm waiting on this now is because getting the War Machinist into play means my Dread Apprentice deals 3 extra points of damage, because the War Machinist deals a point of damage for every artifact entering play. Another thing that's really interesting about Lixil 2 is that we're still going to have Theros and Marzul legal in the format. So, like, Theros and Marzul are cards that reward you for having more charges. Or, like, give you more charges. So having things that reward you for having more charges are good. Alright. Now the question is, do I want a Dread Apprentice or Rustbucket Distractor this turn? I think I want to just Rustbucket Distractor, right? Although the Underworld Crusader is a pretty good pickup too. I think I want to just Rustbucket Distractor here. Just like make this thing not block. I can smash them for 3 here. Like, I don't, like, our life total is so high that I don't, oh, I should have, I'm so dumb. Ask me why I didn't attack with this, because I'm dumb. I'm talking and clicking at the same time. Should have ticked these down. Oh, we sent the message I don't have a Lazgar's Vengeance in my hand. Whoopsie. What does that have to do with anything, Poudine? What does that have to do with anything? The email wasn't about a split. It was about a concession. You can concede at any point. I could concede to this. I could concede to Baby Banana Doc right now, and walk away from my computer. Another Master Moss. Okay. So we'll play a Dread Apprentice, scrounge the Shredling, which hits my opponent for 3 directly. Then I need to smash with at least 5 things here, right? So these Lazgar's Vengeance become free, and we just do like the completely messed up thing this turn. I guess I'm attacking like this. I probably want to keep the Emperor's Lackey around, right? I'm gonna keep the Emperor's Lackey around. This puts these Lazgars to 0, which again, if I would have attacked with this last turn, I wouldn't need to attack with it this turn and have it get eaten. Alright, so damage happens. That conveniently took 1, so we'll cast this for free. And then, do I want to just blow it away again? Yeah, probably. They're down to 4. They're seeing the power of the old Lazgar's Vengeance there. So this doesn't matter. When this hits us, they get to turn it back into a regular 5/5, but like, again, there's going to be dead on board in the backswing here. We get to go ahead and block these Dreadlings, take 5, go to 11. Even if opponent has Crocosaur here, we'll still be fine. The email was sent to me because I mentioned that she conceded to him during a stream last night. Professor Yana with the 18-month resubscription. Thank you. Sick today. So I get to actually watch a day stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, that's really good. That's, wow. Huh. That is a great last card to have. They gain 8 and draw 8. Man, are we gonna lose? We might have gotten a little bit ahead of myself. We might be dead here. That's pretty good. Whew. Powerful cards all around. Lazgar's Vengeance is fine. I was kidding. We don't need to ban it. We played 2 of them and we didn't even win the game. That's so unfair. We can put them to... put them pretty low here. They're probably going to trade here and take 10 and go to 2. They might want to chump one of the 4 power guys, though, so that way they aren't dead to a Cremate. Ban Balthazar. Card's too good. It does claim you are currently subscribed, Burgle. Your match is done already, Andrew. That's great. That's fantastic. This is game 1, right? I feel like this is game 1. I've lost track, though. This game has now been longer than our entire first match. We get to double scrounge this guy. The Eulogy decks are real. Eulogy's really slow and clunky and fair, right? You wanna come sit by me? I love you, tiny monster. That's a piggy burp, I heard that. All the Crusaders are speed. The Crusaders are split 2 blood speed, 2 ruby speed. And the reason why they're split is because we want... Oh, geez, are they gonna like make a bunch of wild thresholds and kill us here? Is this like a... What's it called? The Wellspring? We did do a Wellspring? Or are we just dead? Oh, crap. We're exactly dead, huh? Man, that's pretty good. Oh, we're over exactly dead because Howling Brave makes a... Oh, no. No, we're so dead. We're so dead. Lazgar's is fine. Doesn't need to be banned. And see, that's the thing. Like, people will watch games like that one we just played, and they'll be like, Lazgar's is fine. I just watched Hoagland lose with it. It's like, no, it's really not. Just because a card loses on occasion doesn't mean it's not broken half. I think we should swap these Cremates for these Blight Knights. What's your problem, dude? What's your problem? No. Less is more when you're boarding with an aggressive deck like this. That didn't matter, Marty. The way they ended up... Wait, did it matter? I don't actually remember. It might have mattered. Yeah, I didn't actually count now. Yes, Master Moss is very, very powerful. Turbo PA is almost certainly mostly unplayable in Immortal as long as Lazgar's Vengeance is legal. It's the reason why the deck wasn't playable in Standard before it was banned. Like, the fact that Turbo PA needs to... It's decent. Needs a 3rd shard, but play this up for blood. And again, the reason why we lead on the blood here is because if we draw a 2nd Crypt Dust here, I want to make my 1st ruby with Crypt Dust so that way we can make the 2nd ruby for Lazgar's Vengeance. There's no ice in our deck. We're playing an aggro deck. Ain't nobody got time for ice in our aggro deck. Cryptcurse Knight. You know, Cryptcurse Knight. Go. I know Sirius is playing like 8 slow shards in his standard Redlings deck, but I think that's insanity. I don't know what you're saying. You got something really important to say though, huh? I think we need some Declan Cam in my life. What do you think? Alright, non-slow shard here. Need a non-slow shard here. Non-slow shard. Non-slow shard. What a tilt. Just doing that. Maybe I'm supposed to play this with a Cryptcurse Knight. And standard's a different format, right? Like inside of standard, the format's slower, right? Like the aggressive deck in standard is much clunkier than the aggressive decks in Immortal. So you can afford to take turns off in standard right now more than you can afford to take turns off in Immortal. Man, if we'd have hit our 3rd here, we'd have run them out of this game. It doesn't look like we're gonna be a little bit behind. At least they didn't have Master Moss this turn. Master Moss would be pretty scary. Hi, what's the deal, dude? What's the deal? Man, what a tilt. I'm playing as Blight Knight so we don't take points from these Dreadlings. Is my mouth interesting? Blight Knight is super reasonable. Hi. If they offer this, I'm snapping off a block here. You're very loud. Because this Might Singer is going to turn into a 7/7 next turn, which is scary. Can I get a ruby, please? Can I get a ruby? Man, how dead would our opponent be if we'd hit a ruby there, Declan? Pretty dead? I feel like the answer is pretty dead, right? It'd have been pretty dead. All right, let's smash with the squad. I think I'm gonna play War Machinist. This way, if we hit our shard for a champion power next turn, we can dome them for extra. If I consider it being luckier, right? And it says being luckier is definitely a good line. If we don't get crocked here, we could be okay. They like just have a Master Moss or something. Any shard, yeah, any shard would have been fine. I agree. They have a Carnosaur, which is the best card, one of the best cards they could have here. We needed a dodge interaction. You're a brat sticking your tongue out. No, that's fine, Ace. If they have, we're not beating removal. You don't play around cards you can't beat. I need to play Underworld Crusader if we hit a shard next turn. So like you don't play around cards you can't beat. That's just the truth of it. Just good clean TCG living. Does Blight Knight shut down yes, it does. Blight Knight turns off the make a bunch of phantoms deck. They win with phantoms with Redlings. You're such a brat. You're such a brat. So we're gonna take 12 here and they're gonna make a 2/2. We're just taking 5 here. Okay, sure. All right, we're dead now, right? Are we dead? I feel like we're dead. Yep, we're dead. So the first game I missed that attack. I missed triggering the 2 Lazgars, and then that game we just never found a 3rd shard and died, which happens. Like, that's gonna happen in any deck. We could play some ice to try and mitigate some of that awkwardness in this deck, but at the same time, again, it's just like, eh. Like, the slow shards are going to cost you games. No, Might Singer becomes a 12/12 next turn. Yeah, but Redlings basically only loses games to itself, is what it comes down to. No joke. Like, that sounds like kind of an oxymoron, but like, when the deck is firing on all cylinders, it's just better than everything else in the format. You like to fly, child? You like to fly? Hop, hop, hop. Alright. Let's find some matches. I'm not... Let's see if we can find some more Klutz's matches. Klutz said he was done pretty quick, so he's probably gonna be back a page. Dude. Why? Oh. Why? Oh, this is so tedious. Why? More wise. Andrew, looking for Andrew. Declan, you need to stop. All right, got it. I get it. I get it.
I
How am I gonna find the matches I care about if I'm hiding the player names? How am I gonna find the matches I care about if I hide the player names? Can't hide the player names, then I won't be able to find the matches I care about. Don't hit my keyboard, Brett. Alright, let's watch Uncle Klutz. He said he also played against Elk this round. He did, alright. Let's put the deck list down. Alright, also looks like Mono Wild. Mono Wild's actually a deck that Christy beat in. So, you'll see here, in Andrew's first hand here, I'd like to call this the Limestones aren't free. So this hand, I have no idea. If they don't want me to do it. Pentachills and other people were casting random things, and Nero said he's done this, so I'm assuming I'm not the first. Alright, so Deathseeker, and there's no dwarf in Andrew's hand here. So that means this limestone can't make a threshold, which means this wall of hatred can't make a threshold. I'm assuming we're gonna see a mulligan here from Andrew. Yep. We mulligan to 5 with our sweet dwarf resources. Declan has now discovered that he can make my chair go down. You would mind being shown. You out of there. There you go. I don't want your chat. I don't want your chat to show up on my screen in case you'd mind being shown. So wouldn't want your name to show up on my screen if you don't want it there. And so Klutz's 5 is actually coming together really well here, right? He's gonna get to curve Wicked Webspawn into Underworld Crusader, and Corpru, the Mono Wild player here on the bottom, doesn't really have a lot going on. They're gonna miss their 4th resource drop here, and Klutz has a 2nd Ruby for this this Lazgar's Vengeance and a Deathseeker to enable the Scrounge on this Wicked Webspawn. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see Klutz just like swing with all 4 things here. Alright, I'm just gonna point this down at me since he keeps putting my chair down. It's become a game here. Alright, so get to crack across here for 4. So unless Corpu's able to put 2 troops into play here, his board's just gonna die to this Lazgar's Vengeance next turn. So they're gonna make a Rhino. And then this Lazgar's Vengeance is castable because Klutz attacked with 4 things last turn, so we're just gonna see Crypt Dust come down, we're gonna see Lazgar's Vengeance hit the table, deal 4, we're gonna see him come across for another 6 points here. And remember, Andrew mulliganed to 5 this game. This was not a 7-card hand. Just put you down to 5, just dead on board. Alright, there's a Carnosaur. I like to go up to 7 and kill the Wicked Webspawn. Get to start by cycling this coin. Oh, just play another Crusader? Seems good. All right, queuing up the next one here. I mean, he got rewarded for mulliganing well, right? It's a freaking circus. Yeah, you don't really watch too often. This is again part of the reason why I don't. So, kind of interesting 7s from both players here, right? Like, I can see both these hands going like solidly in either direction here, and both players have kept. So we've got the old 1-shard Howling Brave on the play here from the Mono Wild player, and we've got the 4 resource, no dwarf hand from from Kletz. Alright, so the Mono Wild player has missed on their second resource here, but they're going to get to Karn away this Deathseeker, which actually turns off the Crypt Dust again. We saw this. Whoa. They play Might Singer on 2. Okay, that kind of surprises me. This is going to let the Deathseeker get an attack here, and it's also going to let the Deathseeker trigger the Crypt Dust. Daddy went down because you pulled the arm down on the chair, yep. We get to trigger Lazgar's Vengeance. We get to go ahead and play Wicked Webspawn. Now, the Wicked Webspawn will probably get eaten by this Carnosaur. Man, are they going to be greedy and play the Runeer here? They're going to play the Runeer here, aren't they? I feel like the conservative line is pop this Carnosaur right off the bat. Wow, yep, they're going to choose the resource-efficient line and play this Runeer Hierophant. Okay, I think I just snapped off the Karn on turn 2. And we're second Ruby. Got our champion power here. And again, this attack is going to take this Lazgar's Vengeance all the way down to 4, which makes it castable next turn. You want me to go up? Now Declan's upset that I'm not going up so he can push me back down.
Okay. Up, down, up, down.
Oh, wow, that was at 3. Oh, yeah, because he attacked with the Deathseeker the previous turn. Wow, that's really good. Wow, and again, we are choosing to let this Deathseeker live. He's still 2 turns off of casting any relevant cards here. And again, I feel like this game would just be completely different if the Mono Wild player here on the bottom would have used this Carnosaur to kill this Deathseeker on turn 2. Oh, and we have a speedy Blamsmith coming down. Just the 5/5 speed Blamsmith. All right, crack you for 7. Like, not only did this card trigger Lazgar's Vengeance twice, but it's now gotten in what, 8 points of damage? 6 points of damage stacked 3 times. I don't know about easiest to play. Like, a lot of these decks, and again, Corporus had a lot of decisions here. I just feel like they were a touch. They didn't quite identify who the beatdown was accordingly in this matchup, in this game explicitly. Because like that's one of the things about playing like these aggressive decks against each other is that you need to properly identify when you're the aggressor and when you're supposed to be playing defense. I like this line. We used the Carnosaur finally, but we killed the worker bots. That way we can chump the Blamsmith. So we're going on life support here, though. We're jumping this Blamsmith, and then we're going down to 4. Even if Corpru rips a wild for this Croc, they're still dead, because the Blamsmith is going to make a Blam sack here. And they don't, and they just die with a bunch of 5-drops in their hand. Yeah, so, especially when you're playing one of these more mid-range decks, you definitely want to be like as defensive as possible against the Redlings deck. You want to be making sure you're minimizing the amount of times they can trigger Assault. Do we get more new spoilers? Oh, we did get more new spoilers. All right, take a look at those. What a good day to have a stream with some down. Light versus Dark. Spirits of Twilight host. When you verdict, the game will choose 1 light verdict and 1 light dark verdict to present to your opponent. They have to choose which effect will happen. One will be a good thing for the player choosing the verdict, the other will be a bad thing for the enemy player. Interesting. Okay, so what does a verdict look like? When you play a resource verdict. Yeah, it's an interesting Punisher effect. What this is. I'm gonna post a link to this in chat. I think I need to change a diaper really quick. I'll be right back, folks. All right. So what else? What else we got here? All right. So verdicts. Whenever you verdict, the game will choose one light and one dark verdict to your opponent. Oh. Okay, so that's interesting. So you don't choose light or dark. Your opponent gets each of these. So they're going to get one of these at random and one of these at random. So either you get a bonus or they get a punishment. That's interesting. Okay. That's a hard mechanic to judge. Second new keyword, momentum. Momentum rewards you for playing resources. It says when you play a resource, this gets plus attack and plus defense till starting your next turn. And then its momentum increases by 1. Wait, where does it say intelligently chooses? And the game will choose one. They'll have to choose which effect will happen. Text chooses intelligently chooses ones that are relevant to your game. For example, if your opponent makes a verdict, you don't have an artifact or constant in play, you will not be shown. Interesting. Neat. Yeah, digital mechanics are great. Yeah, the fact that this scales is kind of interesting. Now you're thinking with portals. Energy lashed out. Portal is a new keyword that appears on special portal cards. At the start of each of your turn, portals in your hand transform into random cards with the same rarity and the threshold you can play. Different kinds of portals have different rarities to be quite powerful. So, like, one of the things that's hard to judge, though, too, is because we're experiencing a rotation, a lot of powerful cards are leaving, so, like, the power level of the format could pivot a little bit. At the start of your turn, you have no cards with portal in your hand. Create an uncommon portal and put it into your hand. You get a portal on each of your turns. More often than not, you'll want to play the card you get off your Bleeding Heart and not wait around. Do an amazing new portal again next turn. Interesting. What did he poop? I just changed that one. Bury the top 3 cards of each opposing champion's deck. Oh, so we're getting another cycle of Escalate cards in this set. That's... Are we getting another cycle? And the discard escalates too, yep. This is a really good anti-control card for sure. Neat. Neat. What do I think of Captain? Which one's Captain? The Skylands Captain? card's okay. Which deals combat damage to an opposing champion, illuminate 1. It seems fine. Like, the fact that it's illuminate and not just create a candlekin is pretty powerful. Yeti, get in. Yeti, get in. That would definitely be too good. Cards that illuminate more than one are really powerful. Yeah, this is a fine card to enable your Ardent decks. Like, the 3's a little clunked up in those decks though, which is a little bit to worry about. It's interesting that they're printing mechanics to push playing resources, because like Fate Weave encourages you to cheat on resources, so like these are cards that encourage you to draw more resources basically, which is interesting. Barrel fuel. I wonder if we're gonna get racial shards in this set, since the other racial shards are rotating. Like a null racial shard would probably make some of these Ruby Wild aggro decks playable. Yeti, get in. What are all these people doing playing not mono Ruby decks? I don't understand. Yeah, the Haraza is really powerful. A couple more matches still going here. Play the last round of this 3-round tournament. One more still going here. MTG Collector and Distant South. See if we can finish 2-1. I've got one match win, so I'm locked in for a booster pack, a Thunderfield Seer, and 2 tickets. So we're playing for a second pack, a Chlorophilia, and some extra tickets. The sweet thing about Hex being digital too is they'll just get to re-template all the existing Escalate cards, so they look uniform with the new rules for it, which is fantastic. The Immortal weeklies are 2 days different from the Arcanum Vault. So the Arcanum Vault's on Thursdays right now, right? I believe the Arcanum Vault's on Thursday, so 2 days different would be today. Yeah, Arcanum Vaults are on... Oh no, they're on Wednesdays this month. Okay. Wait, what? Yep, yeah, there'll be another one of these 3-round events that happens this evening at 6 p.m. PST. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. Need some help? Good asking. Go ahead and build. Go ahead and build. Go. You guys gotta put. Next, go ahead and build. That'll help you finish it. I mean, like, another thing too is that, like, I think anyone expecting Hex to ever reach, like, Hearthstone levels of popularity is kind of unrealistic. Like, games like Hex and Magic will never be as popular as Hearthstone because Hearthstone's able to reach a large audience of people because of the simplicity the game has. The complexity that a game like Hex has in and of itself is going to restrict it from being able to become too popular because you need to be able to understand the game to follow it, and you have to invest a little bit more to understand what's going on. Yeah, so the Immortal Championship that happened yesterday was open entry while they were restructuring things, but for the next Immortal Championship that happens like 2-ish months from now, the date's on Hex Primal's website, you'll need 10 Hex Primal Immortal tickets to enter. Yeah, I mean, like, IP aside, like, the actual mechanics of the game make it easier to follow and pick up Hearthstone. Like, I don't think it's ever realistic to expect Hex to be on a phone. I think we'll see it on tablets eventually, but, like, expecting to play a game of Hex on, like, a 5-inch screen sounds pretty miserable. You get tickets from playing in these Immortal Weeklies or by playing in the Hex Primal Immortal queue. I've got my new microphone all set up, and this sounds good. At least everyone else says it sounds good. It sounded okay in my testing. I've got a USB capture card here. I'm gonna be setting this up later today or later this week to play with for this weekend. Myself, Matt Bamonte, and Mike Klutz, Andrewed in-game, are gonna be doing the Bash coverage on Saturday. So I'm excited for that. This capture card will let us drive Hex on one computer and then also be able to have someone else doing a producer type stuff. Who knows what Matt's doing? If Matt's on a boycott, it'll just be Mike and I. We'll figure it out. I'm interested to see how this goes. Last time we did coverage, we ran it all off of one computer, but some of the extra stuff we want to do, we definitely need a third person controlling OBS so that way the casters don't have to do it. Having the casters be distracted doing producer type stuff is bad. Matt's a little bit rightfully annoyed because they posted about coverage on one of their update threads. I think it was on their Steam page, and Dino named Penta and Infamous Neo and Snake and myself and like left Matt out. Like literally named everyone that's done coverage except for Matt. Like, you know, Matt and I put a lot of effort into making our coverage look nice and present itself well. So, Klutz is playing Baby Banana Doc, who's actually who got us last round. So hopefully he'll be able to run him back too. Yeah, see a Gold Knight. Okay, what if they're playing Turbo PA? If Psychic Ascension Sleeves. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got, opponent? Seems okay. It's not exciting, but it's fine. We're on the draw. We get to play this Deathseeker on one. This is a little bit medium against their Thunderfield Seers and their Light Devotives, but they usually don't want to be trading with those anyways, so... And like, if they trade with this on 2, I can scrounge this on 3 and then have this Lazgar's Vengeance good to go. If anything like last season holds true, this matchup's very bad for the Turbo PA deck. We'll see. Drawing another shard there's not stellar. Believe it or not. Hopefully we had a speedy 2-drop next turn. Guide away. Any 2-drop would be ideal. Speedy 2-drop would be perfect though. Take it. I'm gonna go to attack before I play this, because I don't want them to know I'm gonna have a Wicked Webspawn to follow up, because that discourages them from blocking. Like if they block this, yeah, sweet. So I get to play this Wicked Webspawn out, and then next turn I get to scrounge this Dread Apprentice, which will generate 5 Dreadlings. Plus I can hit this for 2 more Dreadlings, so we're actually gonna make this free next turn. Hey, you have a Cyclone Shaper. Yeah, and baby, I actually would have been able to beat your... what's it called? You gaining all that life in game 1 had I not missed an attack to trigger assault. I ended up having to make a bad attack and let you kill one of my things. Because what's the word I'm searching for? Because I forgot to attack my 1/1 into your 0/3. So, it actually wouldn't have ended up mattering that you gained 8 injury rate. You probably would have still lost. Am I running the same reserves as Andrew? No, my reserves are different. I don't have as many crushing blows. I think I have an extra Gemborn and an extra something else. I really don't want a Lazgar's just to kill this, so I don't think so. Yeah, I probably want a Lazgar's just to kill that. That's close. This way, if they have a Rune Bind, if I draw a resource next turn, I have a chance to recast it. Well, you just get to evaporate their thing. Okay, that's pretty good. It's possible I'm just supposed to hold this till after they go off in this matchup. I haven't tested this matchup a ton. We'll see. It's possible we're just supposed to hold the Lazgars till after they actually get going. Or, like, hold it for this turn so I could, like, attack profitably. Yep. Like, there's a Light the Votives too. So yeah, I think I mis-sequenced on that that Lazgar Avenge. I think I should have waited until I started putting things on the board like this, so we would have gotten more value out of it. They made that a 2/2. Okay. Probably because they want to trade this Candleton with my Dread Apprentice. That's fair. Yeah, I'm not sure. The fact that they haven't had a transmog yet is good for us too. Noxious Glory in the resource for Empress. Empress top 8 at one of the Immortal events at one point. It's also fine against, it's actually fine against Turbo PA. It's fine against, what's the other deck? It's fine against the Hideous Conversion decks, because usually they let you untap before they combo kill you. Yeah, Glory's good in this matchup too. Want to hit some Light the Votives here, we could be in trouble. I'm gonna call that an F10 feature, Jin. Play faster. No, I don't think so, Fried Chicken. If your combo deck takes more than 5 minutes to execute your combo, you should try. You should, I think it's probably your deck's fault. That right there. If it takes more than 5 minutes, just like, it's a sanity check. All right, opponent is stabilizing here a little bit. I don't know that Peak's actually that good. Do you have an updated Kiki Chord list? We streamed Kiki Chord last week or the week before. Check my YouTube page. The deck list will be found in the video description. No, probably not. They don't seem to like to announce things too far in advance. Yep. All right. Yeah, and again, I feel like everything that ended up happening in this game is just going to come back to the part where we used that Lazgar's Vengeance on the wrong turn, right? So I would have been able to clean up a bunch of my opponent's troops and push through additional damage that turn that I wasn't able to push, and we likely would have them, if not actually dead, mostly dead by now. Alright, so we can scrounge here and make some Dreadlings. Get the Cyclone Shaper here. That way if it wants to block, it has to die. Rude. Effectively removes it, right? The timing on that is curious. Alright, hopefully we draw some coins and some Lazgar's Vengeance here. If they're only one away from hitting their champion power and making all these candles 2/2s, which means they could just like beat us down the old-fashioned way here. Bitter. Pretty happy if they want to double block here. We draw some cards, which likely gives us another Crusader back here. If you have a transmog, you probably transmog pre-combat, right? Great. Got rewarded for holding on to my champion power here. Ha! And this lets us make wild so we can cast this witch out, which is sweet. So resource lets them hit their champion power to make these 2/2s. So they're at 6 though, and this is our champion power is currently making 2 Dreadlings, which is going to deal 2 damage directly to my opponent. Okay, there's the resource. I'm assuming we're going to see these guys pop up into 2/2s. Paper, sure. I don't have good attacks here. Does 3 damage to my opponent directly. This is basic. Do I want to use that and get in an attack here? I think I want to just use this and pass the turn. If I attack with everything. I guess the fact that I can't attack with Lackey is probably kind of bad. Let's wait one more turn here, see if we draw Lazgar Revenge. It's possible I should wait a turn on my champion power, but I kind of like getting in the guaranteed 3 points of damage, like before my opponent could draw an Evaporate or a Transmog or a Runebind to interact with my War Machinist. Like, War Machinist turning our champ power into, like, Angus Plus is so good. We don't really know what great decks exist or don't exist in Immortal. The format's not super explored. This is the first of these weekly tournaments that we're having, so like these weeklies combined with the Immortal Championship will probably give us a little bit better idea of what's good and what's bad. The Ruby aggressive decks are certainly very powerful. Alright, there's a Psychic Ascension. So we'll see if we'll be able to steal this through a Psychic Ascension here. One thing that's worth noting too here is that this Underworld Crusader along with this Emperor's Lackey is basically a draw 2, so that's something we want to think about. The cards that make Immortal might have sacked Crusader on our turn and gone for the win. I mean, I can do that next turn too, Bob, right? I just get like one more card out of my deck before I get that information. Yeah, Titania's Majesty is legal in Immortal. Sure, I'll bury some cards. Get that. Buried 2 shards on a Underworld Crusader. Actually, this shard would have dealt the damage to my opponent off my War Machinist. Immortal is kind of just like Standard Plus right now. That's fair, Bob. I mean, like, they were bricking for a long time. They passed with no resources up. So, like, yeah, they're drawing a lot of cards here finally, but, like, there was a good chance that, like, they just continued bricking, right? Hopefully we'll just be a professional and sack this and draw 2 coins. Or like a coin plus a limestone. I guess if I would have hit a Lazgar's Vengeance there, I could have killed them that turn. That's fair, Bob. I don't know, I feel like it really probably doesn't matter. Worth noting, being results oriented, had I gone for it, I would have missed, right? I guess we would have dealt 1 and then gotten to play that and redraw, but we likely would have missed. I don't think PA's power level in Immortal hinges anywhere on the fact of like the quality of the cards you're generating with Psychic Ascension. I think it hinges on the fact that like Lazgar's Vengeance can hose you. How many rune binds did they play? Only 1? They likely have a couple rune binds in their hands here. Enjoy the content that I'm going to remind you in a month's time. Thank you for the 4-month resubscription, Rancher. I really do appreciate it. Welcome back. So, fun fact, when you right-click on a pile of cards like that, it does let you zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here so I can actually see what I'm blocking. One more coin, please. Dead. And again, like, that turn, I used the Lazgar's Vengeance on turn 4. We almost certainly would have won the game had I saved that for one more turn. We're gonna bring in these 2 Noxious Glories. I'm gonna cut these Cremates. I'm gonna bring in these Blight Knights. Deathseeker's kind of bad, right? Seems okay. It's a little awkward that we can't play the Deathseeker on 1. Evening Altar. And catch us for the last round of the Immortal event today. it's fine. It's just kind of like this extra throwaway troop that like is bad when the board comes up. They boarded out a good amount as well. Perfect. So I was gonna say I might play a Rustbucket Distractor here on 2 just to be resource efficient, but a second 1-drop means I can just go 1-drop here. We'll see what they have here. If they don't impact the board this turn, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. They need a Thunderfield Seer. I think I potentially have a Transmog here. Alrighty. I think I'm actually just gonna play out one of these as a 2-1 here. Get my aggro beatdowns on. Especially since I have another Rustbucket Distractor here. I can make this not block, or I could just smash. What's better here? It's probably better to make this not block, right? Not that much more damage. I get to save a troop. I don't know that smash is that much better. It only pushes 2 more points of damage. Like, I'm gonna push a similar amount of damage next turn. Yeah, we cut all the clunky 3s. We weren't even playing Pyre Smoke Kabbalist in the standard version of this deck at the end of the season. What is in their hand? You have a Runebind? Evaporate, sure. Alright, this is still lethal. We brought in Verdict of the Ancient Kings. Okay. Okay, fair. Wanted to keep on my mind. Alright, they found Diamond. Your opponent. Noxious Glory here. Gonna hang out. Ugh. Alright, well. We had one more resource here. We just play the Noxious Glory, right? Like, make some have a runebind. I guess they'd have another verdict too. We're still just going to smash here because remember, these troops in play are resources for my opponent essentially for their mobilized cards, so making them trade these off for two of my guys is valuable. It also means I technically have lethal on play for next turn. No, I don't want to sack a 2-1 because I want to make this attack and make them block. Yeah, coins are lethal now. That's aggressive. I guess if they hit a light devotives here, they're pretty well off. Because they have two of these out. That's fair. Like it. Go for the win as opposed to playing not to lose. They know I have this Crusader in my hand, right? They need to find a way to interact with this and interact with this. By that I mean kill you. Let me talk about this card called Necropolis Coins. It's wonderful. Alright, am I changing anything? I feel like I'm not changing anything. Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? There's a Crushing Blow matchup. This might be... No, there's no way I'm boarding a Crushing Blow against Transmogs and Runebinds. Alright, this hand is acceptable, right? We get to go Blood, Ruby, and then Blood, and we can play the Cryptos too. Alright, it's a decent hit. We get to go Blood on one here into this Dorko. And then we'll go Ruby off of this, play the Blamsmith next turn, probably. Eight. It's just another slow shard for them. Smash in with Blamsmith next turn, put him down 19. Okay, it's not a slow shard, they have a blocker. And again, remember, even if they put a blocker into play here, which they're not, we would still aggressively offer the trade with the Deathseeker because their troops are resources for them. You want to offer them as many trades as possible because this Deathseeker trading for a 1-1 is effectively taking a resource away from our opponent here. Ruby here. I think it's better to play the Blamsmith this turn as opposed to guaranteed having the Underworld Crusader next turn. I just want to start pushing our advantage here. And if we're really lucky, we'll just like draw a third resource next turn anyways that's non-slow and get to play the Crusader, like have our cake and eat it too. That's the Shaper. All right. Card, please. Other Noxious Glory. Huh. Yeah, I'm definitely playing that. Hitting my champion power here? Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna hit this, attack for 2, they'll block 1, and then I can Rustbucket Distractor post-combat and make this not block. Hello, Jacob. More blocks for you. Next time. Hey, buddy. It's almost done. After this game 3, we'll go build trains, okay? You want to sit on my lap for now? Yeah, the Crusaders are split on speed gems because Blamsmith has ruby speed gems and Cryptcurse Knight has blood speed gems. By the time you get to 3, you're pretty likely to have both your speed gems anyway, so it's not a big deal. Alright, we'll see what they have here. We're in a Noxious Glory next turn, hope for the best. They did bring in multiple Verdict to the Ancient Kings for game 2 though, so good chance we just get Verdicted. Don't get Verdict or Runebind, however. Yeah, pretty good spot. Consult. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with all of these first before I sacrifice one of them to Noxious Glory. Transmog, sure, into a different 2-power guy, yep. Alright, no Verdict, no Runebind, please. They're 15 cards in, so pretty good chance they have one of those two. Verdict is a little bad. We'll see. We have this other Noxious Glory. They're probably going to get to draw a bunch more cards this turn, though. I mean, that ends up being worse for us, Bob, right? Because then the Crusader gets transmogged there. Like, we kind of get ranched either way. I think I'd rather take the play that has the upside of win the game before my opponent has a chance to draw a bunch more cards. Like you said, they see a lot of cards every turn. So, like, my Noxious Glory is less likely to resolve the following turn. Whereas, like, if it resolves that turn, the game just basically ends on the spot. So, I don't think that's correct. And they ended up having a transmog for my guy, so, like, the Crusader play wouldn't have been great either. The verdicts have been pretty good for our opponent this game. This set, right? I guess we won. Well, we won the second game, and I guess I would have won the first game had I not sequenced poorly. I have to say, there saw 12 more cards this turn. This is my thing. Counter it with your favorite runebind. They haven't played a runebind yet this game, right? Pretty likely they got 1 to 2 runebinds. Maybe they have runebind and verdict. Oh, that's good for us. That's really good for us. That means this is resolving, right? God bless. Can probably ascend next turn, right? Yep. It looks like we're still gonna get buried here. We need to draw like Lazgar's Vengeance like this turn. Maybe. I guess Runebind's not stellar here. I don't know. Yeah, they had Runebind game 1. What on earth is in their hand? They didn't get a troop because no Sapphire Diamond 3-drop exists. So probably see this 0-1 hop in front of our Deathseeker here. And then I'm assuming they have a Consult or something in their hand here. That's aggressive. I guess they want to try and generate something else that can block. Pretty big dog to win this game at this point. And again, I don't think there was anything we were able to sequence better in this game in particular, but the first game, if I would have timed my Lazgar's Vengeance properly, we would have ended up killing them. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pack it in. I've got some other work to get done today. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I really do appreciate it for our stellar 1-1-2 run with Redlings through here. Now the Immortal Turbo P8 deck's basically identical. There aren't any upgrades. I will catch y'all around later. I'll be back tomorrow morning with a Magic Online League followed up by a little bit of Hex afterwards. So peace.